Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to In the Psychic Flow. Thank you for joining me. I am your host, Carolan. It's wonderful to have everyone here. We're going to be doing some spirit messages tonight in honor of All Souls Day, which was Tuesday, I think, or yesterday. It was the 2nd. Lost track of my days here. That's a day when, in particular, the Catholic Church remembers our loved ones in spirit. So instead of, I was going to do a crystal ball, but I think I'll do that next week. And we'll do some spirit messages tonight. And there's a few dates I wanted to remind you of. Also, if you're watching us on Rumble, you could give us a Rumble. If you'd like to contribute to the show, you are not obligated to do that, but you're welcome to do that. You can give us a Rumble rant. And you can go to my Venmo, which is Carolan-Carey. Carolan is Carolan-Carey. You can do on YouTube a super sticker of $4.99 and up. We'll put you at the head of the line. And everyone else we will get to everyone else right after those that share that with me and you. And if you'd like to support the show for free, you can do that just by hitting the like button and subscribe and share. That would be great. Share with your friends. Okay. The other big announcement is, let's see, November 2nd, which was yesterday, through the 6th, 20% off our Spreadshirt shop. And we're going to put that link up so you can shop there if you're thinking about doing some Christmas shopping. I have one sister that really doesn't do Christmas, but she does Thanksgiving. So I'm going to get her something from there. And what's the other date? Where's that date? Oh, thank you, Gigi. Here it is. Shopspreadshirt.com/Goldylocks Productions. Goldylocks with a Y. All kinds of things on there for every show. So if you want to support, if you like my show and you want to buy a t-shirt with that emblem on it, you can do that, or any of the other shows, Ruth Saltman, Melissa Parks, Cosmic Soul Food, which is Robin. We have Gala on Thursday afternoons. We have another gal, Marsha. She's on I think Monday nights. And did I forget somebody else? I know I have somebody. Me. I can't remember who the other person is. Oh, and Tiffany has Sunday nights. So all of those shows have a little, motif going on. If you'd like to support them, buy a mug, buy a t-shirt, buy a mouse pad, buy a sticker for your car, whatever. It's all on there. So thank you very much for doing that. Save yourself 20%. Also, the 15th to the 20th is our thanks sharing, which is all of our guests that have their own companies. And some of our hosts have their own little companies, not little companies, but they have their own little shops going, things that you can also buy that weekend. What else is going on there? So we're welcoming our sponsors, some of our guests that have businesses, and our show hosts that have shops of their own, like Melissa Parks, for instance. Ruth Saltman has her books and her oracle card. So there you go. November 11th is our spirit message circle, if you'd like to join us for that. And I think next Monday, which I think is the 7th, I am on Biscuits and Tea Mystic with Kelly Jo Psychic, 7 p.m. Blog Talk Radio. So if you'd like to hear the two of us working together, it's always a pleasure being with Kelly Jo. So there you go. It's always an experience. So there you go. Okay, so let's say hello to a few people, see what we got going on. Gigi was our first super sticker. She sent it in, Tuesday? She got ahead of herself. So we have one super sticker so far from Gigi, so we'll do her. Let's see, we have Robert Myers. Hello, welcomes. Kim Smith. And Gigi, of course. Ruth Saltman. Hi, Ruth. Let's see, who else do we have? Got multiple. Linnell is on here. And I think that's all. Amy Hunter. Hello, welcome. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching us from. If you want to put that in the comments, that's great. Let us know, because we have a global audience. Amy, is that the same Amy Hunter? Okay, welcome. Yes, I'm doing free readings today. I'm doing spirit messages. Yes, you can. Kavita is on here. Carol is on here. Hi, Carol. Gigi thought last night was Thursday. I know that happens to me too. Okay, but today we're on track. We are Thursday. What else did I want to? I want to point this out to my sister Jenny, who's going to watch the replay. You can also watch the replay. It's uploaded on BitChute. And she gave me this cameo, which you probably cannot see on here. Anyway, this is a cameo. And I don't know if I get to wear it, so I'm wearing it tonight. My sister gave it to me, so there you go. I wanted to shout out for her. And Ruth is on here. Who's the other show host that was on here? Tiffany, Melissa, and Robin. I owe you guys. Did I say hi, Linnell? I owe you guys a crystal ball reading because when I was doing them last month, I didn't have time for you guys. When we have a lot of guests on, we don't read the show hosts, is what I was told. I hope that's appropriate because, we just don't have time. So anyway, I mean, they can call me anytime for a reading. They don't need to get on the show. But yes, I'm going to add you to the list, Amy. So anyway, when I do crystal ball readings, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I don't know. I have to see what's going on tomorrow. Hi, Sarah, and Sarah as well. So I will do that for you guys. Okay. And I will probably message it or email it to you guys. Okay. So I may do it all one together and just email it to you. So anyway, I've been thinking about that for the last week or so. And so I haven't done it yet. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Kavita. Thank you, Kavita, for your super sticker. $4.99 and up we will do first. And I'm going to do Gigi first. Okay. There we go. I'm drinking my sun tea. I have water, coffee, and sun tea going at the same time. Talk about confusion. Okay, let's see what we get for Miss Gigi. Miss Gigi's going in for her surgery soon, so healing prayers out to you, my dear. Let's see who we get. I have your grandmother comes forward. I want to see who else I have for you because I usually get her, and I know she was like best buds with you here on the earth plane. She is showing me her hands. It reminds me of the Allstate commercial they used to have. Remember the Allstate commercial? You're in good hands with Allstate. That's kind of what I get your grandma doing like that. So she's holding you. She wants to let you know she's holding you in her hands. She has your little Puppmeister, the thug boy, with her, Pacino. She doesn't put him in a black leather jacket like your uncle does. She has him. He looks cute. She's kind of calls him, he's wearing a French beret tonight. She feels like calling him Pierre. So he's very cute. He's sitting with her. And she's saying to me, she likes, I don't know if any of the family was Catholic. I think you said yes. She liked the Hail Mary novena thing I was doing last week. Why did I put that up? Oh, because it was the day that Mother Mary enters your home. I think that was last week. And your grandmother's mentioning that she likes the Hail Marys is what she's saying. So, okay. Thank you very much for that. What else is she saying? There's something for Christmas that your grandmother did. And I think it was something that she made that was very special. It could be cookies, could be something like that. Very special. Let's look at the word tortellini. So Gigi says, yes, they're Catholic. If you are listening on Spotify or iTunes, iHeartRadio, I will read out the comments as I get them. And Gigi says, yes, she's Catholic. And yes, she's from Italy. Okay. She is talking about following you into surgery, and please don't be worried. We got this under control. A lot of angels around you. Now, as we're talking, she said good things to come. Like this is like a bump in the road. She's saying, I know it's a serious surgery, but for you, it's just a bump in the road because things are going to get better quicker. And I feel she's talking about the new year. Okay, so 2023, get the book ready. She's saying, now this month or next month is reply is about the package, she's telling me. So don't worry, there will be a reply to the package that you sent out. And what else is she saying? There's a new tune. She's talking about a new tune. There's some kind of tune running through your head that you are writing lyrics to. Usually you just write the lyrics as like a poetry kind of motion. This one is going to have a tune to it. And it's a little bouncy. It's a little bouncier. And she shows me you dancing with a cute short skirt on. I think we've said this before. And cowboy boots. And and a cowboy hat. So I feel in Nashville. I feel that's where we are. So that trip is still coming up as soon as you are able and better. Gigi says, yes, my grandmother always had Christmas at her house every year. Tons of food. Okay. Thank you, Carol. Okay. Hi, Veronica. How are you? Okay. So thank you, Gigi, for joining us. And we will keep you in our thoughts and prayers. Everybody on here. The next one would be, let's see, where are we? I think I have, Kavita, I'm going to get to you right after Carol. And if I get anything else, I will let you know, Gigi. Carol. Now, I kind of messed up on your reading last week. Let me see what I want. Now I have spirit people. So I usually, this with Kelly Joe, we did a different style of reading. I'm doing spirit messages. I always get your parents around, but I have like dad's dad as well. Would that be correct? I feel like I have dad's dad here. Is it dad's dad? I have a mail for dad over there with him. And I get it like a grease lightning kind of feeling with your dad. Like that motif, those kind of cars, that kind of feeling with him. I always get that 50s kind of vibe with him. So I have a gentleman here. I don't know if this is your dad that always had a pencil behind his ear and a ruler. I don't know if that's grandpa or your dad. But I have that impression of this gentleman. They are saying, I want to thank you. Something about a birthday. Thank you for the birthday, or thank you for thinking of me. Something about, I don't know if he just had a birthday. So something about a birthday, Carol. Oh, I know what it was. Kelly Joe was doing messages, and I interjected something about China for you. And the reason that I brought it up, I was thinking about some of the crystal ball predictions. Some of the stuff comes to me ahead of time. And China is really undercuts the U.S. in some fabrics and some clothing and that kind of thing. And their downfall is going to be better for your business, is what I get. I'm trying to say that in some kind of way. Okay. So I'm trying to explain what I got for you. Anyway. Now, I don't know if your mother cooked lasagna, Carol, but I have a big tray of lasagna here. Is that possible? And I'm also, she's showing me one of those little jewelry boxes. I don't know if you had one of these. It was the little jewelry box, and you lifted up the lid, and it had a little music maker thing and a little ballerina that spun around. Did you have one of those? Or would this little ballerina mean something to you? Did you take ballet? Did you like ballet? This is from your mother, so I just want to pass that on. What else does she say? And I'm getting the plaids too. I get those kind of wool material, tweeds, that kind of thing. I feel as there's something in decorating too. She's talking about fabrics for decorating, could be upholstery, for reupholstering furniture or something. I feel there is something, and we've mentioned several times that there's a business opportunity or merger or something like that for you. But there's better business coming 2023. There's better business. And I feel an organization. I'm putting things in places. I don't know if you got new cabinets, new space, but I feel like I'm organizing things easier. for myself, easier for people to access. Easy, it looks more compartmentalized, it looks more organized. It makes me, if I am you, it makes me feel in control and I feel better. So I hope that message makes sense to you. A lot of love from Dad in particular. Okay. Thank you, Carol, for joining us tonight. Okay, then I have Kavita. Thank you, Carol. I also have ice skates, Carol. So I don't know if you ice skated as a young lady. Let me see. What do I have for Kavita today? I have a lady here I have never seen before, I don't believe in. She's in spirit, and she is talking to me. So funny. I'm doing this genealogy thing, and she's saying to me, Ireland, she's saying. That's correct. She is talking. This is a lady that I have not interviewed for you before, Kavita, who wants to say hello to you. She's associated with your grandmother. And I feel that she passed younger. She was still probably my age, maybe. Not as old as your grandmother when she passed, but not a young woman, but she still passed rather young. I don't know if that can be my 40s, 60s, maybe. So I felt maybe an aunt or something like that. I don't think I've interviewed her before. And I feel as if she's relaying a message about, she's talking about a travel log. She said, you're so interesting, and the places that you travel to are so interesting, Kavita, that you should make a montage of your travels. And I have to agree, your pictures I see on Facebook are great. It makes you want to go there. And you find all these interesting little spots to go to, which may be off the beaten path. It's very nice. It's interesting. So thank you so much, Kavita, for joining us tonight. Let me see what else she has to say. She's associated with your mother as well. And she says, she's telling me your mother had a bump on the head, and that she's referring to an accident, and she's saying she hopes that she is better. She's looking after your mother. She's so funny. So she knew your family. I'm not sure who this is. You may have to think about that. And she's clapping her hands. She goes, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for the book to come out. She says, I can't wait. Now I see a big cruise ship going around the Mediterranean. That's interesting. We've talked about Greece a gazillion times, but I feel like I'm on a big ship. So I don't know if there's a flight to someplace and then a ship, but this is a big cruise ship. It looks like the Mediterranean. Maybe it's Italy or Greece. One of those places is warm. Let's see. Not sure who that is. I'm not sure either. And I get, she keeps saying K, Kavita, K. She may have had a similar name. You may have to ask Mom about somebody. This lady knew your was grandmother and your mother. So, and she's also very interested in your, she calls it your spiritual counseling. She's very interested in that. So thank you, Kavita, for joining us. Let's see what Carol has to say here. She said, Carol, yes, I see Dad with a pencil and a ruler. He was a carpenter. Yes, he recently had a birthday. I made lasagna yesterday and shared with old friends. And yes, I had a jewelry box as described. Well, I don't know about you, but I happen to be very impressed by that. And actually, it's not me. It's your parents are very good communicators. When I get enough information like that, it's because your person on the other side is a good communicator and they're making it easy for me. So I just follow directions and we're off to a good start there. So that's great. I do what they tell me and it all works out. They run the show. I'm just the mouthpiece. Oh, good. Thank you, Kavita. She says, thank you, Carolan. I'm attending a spiritual healing workshop next Sunday. Great. Thank you. Thank you, Carol, for your feedback. Appreciate that. Thank you, Kavita. Okay, where are we now? And I have Veronica. Veronica VB. Hi, Veronica from Australia. How are you, dear? Veronica. What do we have for you? You know, I feel like you're named after somebody, Veronica. Are you named after somebody? And you know what? I get a tug of war between your parents. Like, I don't know if dad wanted this name or mom wanted this name, but there was like tug of war. You almost were called something else. Does that make sense to you? And I don't know if your parents are in spirit, but this is what I'm being told. I always have a gentleman for you. I don't know if this will be a dad or a granddad. I always have a gentleman in spirit, an older gentleman in spirit. Boy, he brings this up. Okay. And military. Is that your grandpa? What was like in the... I don't know if he was from Australia. I guess so. But, you know, they had British, of course, influence. Their troops were British. Am I saying that right? Is that correct? Let me see what Veronica has to say here. She just made a quick comment. Oh my God. Veronica said she got my name from Archie Comics. That's hilarious. Papua's Army. Amy, I have to take my super stickers first, which you can see on the screen, and everyone else in the order of which they appeared. So I will be getting to as many people as I can. But we do take our super stickers first. You can see those are in the colored blocks there. So that's the answer to your question. As Tiffany stated. Where was I? Veronica. So thank you. I love those comics of Veronica. And I love that name. It always reminds me of Veronica Lake. So I feel that there was a tug of war going on between your parents with the name. And I do get that Pop was in the service. Thank you, Australian Army. Thank you very much. And talking about housekeeping, I feel like, God, don't come here, Spirit. Look at this house with the plumbers been in and out 100 times over the last 2 days. She's talking about something about housekeeping, Veronica. So I have a lady in spirit talking about housekeeping. So would this be your grandmother? And I also have a Scottish flair going on here. So I don't know if that's a relationship to dad's service. Did they have a cap that is Scottish or British? Or an emblem of some sort? Or was someone of Scottish heritage? And they're talking about some kind of housekeeping project for you, something about you're redoing something, Veronica. And they're saying to me, this older lady in spirit is saying to me, out with the old, in with the new. So just a reminder of don't hesitate. If you have a feeling that you should throw something out, throw it out. What do they say? If you haven't worn it in a year, get rid of it. So there you go. Thank you, Veronica, for joining us tonight. Always a pleasure. If anything else comes up, I will let you know. Okay. Let's see. Who else do we have? I think I did all my super stickers. Let's see. She says, I really have to clean out the house. Sure, that's my gran. Okay, good. I'm glad you could recognize her. She has a cup of tea, Veronica, with a China cup and saucer and 2 little shortbreads on the side. So she said, don't forget to take, you're allowed to take a break, she says. Okay. All right. Let me just look through this list and then I will get to Robert. Robert, how are you? Good to see you this evening. Let's see. I also have a grandmother for you. You have a grandmother in spirit, Robert. I feel as if she's saying somebody is very rigid. So I don't know if it was her or your grandpa, but she says to me, somebody was very rigid. And something about stockings. Okay. Stockings. She's mentioning stockings. I think she's talking about silk stockings years ago that you would wear with a garter belt. Just sharing that, Robert. Sorry, it's a little too intimate. TMI, but this is what she's sharing. And she's talking about shoes. I have somebody who had very shiny shoes who, I feel like either military, business, something where you would, at a time when you would shine your shoes like every other day or get your shoes shined. I have someone from that would do something like that. I wonder if you would recognize a gentleman like that, Robert. Let's see. If I have any comments for him. A lot of comments on here. Excuse me as I scroll. Let's see. Australian Army was Veronica. I feel your pain, Veronica. I've been saying that every day for a couple of weeks now. Let's see. Robert, I hope you can. Oh, yes, he has a delay. That's right. I forgot. He has a delay on whatever channel he's watching on. So I have a gentleman that's talking about, a grandmother was talking about a gentleman with shiny shoes that were polished. She's talking about nylon stockings that you would wear like 40s, silk stockings with a garter belt or a girdle or whatever, not pantyhose is what she's saying. So it must be that time, that period. And my mom's dad was in the Navy. Oh, okay. Let's see. My mom's dad was in the Navy. Oh, maybe that's what she's talking about, that he would bring her silk stockings. It's a possibility. And very strict decorum. What she was saying was rigid. I think was that you or was that Veronica? I think it was you. I have somebody who was very rigid. So that could be Pop from the Navy. It could be that military, stance, persona, very rigid. So, but they are both here to say hello to you. I want to say hello, Robert. And so I don't know if you used to fish or a person in spirit used to go fishing, but they're talking about going fishing. So I want to share that with you. Okay. All right. So we got Robert. Kim Smith was after that. Kimmy. Kim, I get delay. I don't know what that means. Let me see who I have in spirit. Okay, I have someone here. I have a woman in spirit, and she's talking about your dad. Has your dad passed? And I feel like there is a bridge that has to be built by him on that side. And she's saying it will be done, and you will know it. It's a huge release when it comes, because you think you're not making contact, and you are. So I just want to say that to you. Now, who is this lady? Could this be Dad's mom, Dad's family? So I have a woman here in spirit. I feel like I'm on Dad's side. I feel older when she passed. She's talking about your father. And she's also saying to me, take a leap of faith, Kim. Take a leap of faith, she's saying. All right. Now I have somebody here that would shake out a big picnic table, like those red and white check tablecloths that you would normally see for a picnic. And they're spreading that out and putting it on a wooden picnic bench. So, and I have a basket. They didn't have coolers in those days, or she didn't like coolers. This is a basket, and you would open up, and she has sandwiches in there. And I also see things like bananas and apples so I don't know if you had someone that took you on picnics, but I have that woman saying hello to you, Kim. And thank you for joining us. I want to let you know, she's like, and she's showing me a pony. I don't think it's a donkey. I think it's a pony. So I'm not saying she gave you a pony, but maybe she took you to someplace where there's ponies, or you rode a pony, or something about ponies when you were younger. So I'm going to leave that with you. If you have any feedback, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, let me just get to the bottom here and see. Dad's mom, Kim says. Dad's mom. Okay. And my dad used to fish, and he's still living, says Robert. And Kim says, I feel like I'm on pause. With me? No, you're not on pause. It's coming. Your dad's mom in spirit is saying it's coming. And it's okay. Definitely my grandmother on my dad's side. Okay, good. Okay, good. It's coming. And she appreciates the effort that you're putting forth. And it doesn't always come in our time. Okay, so let's not freak out. It's okay. And if you approach it like you're doing him a favor, don't. Do it as an open door, and the rest will come. Don't make it like, oh, I decided to forgive you today. Nobody wants to hear that. It's just a reaching out and allow it to flow of its own accord. Okay, that's the impression that I'm getting from her. Okay. And Robert says his dad used to fish. He is still living, and her mom's dad was in the Army. Okay, I hope this makes sense to people who are listening. It's a little confusing when you can't read the thing, but I'm trying to read the feedback that I get. Okay, so we got Kim. Let me see also. Is it Amy's turn yet? She's jumping up and down here. Amy, I think. I have Ruth Saltman. Okay, let me do Amy so she stops jumping up and down here, okay? And Linnell, and then I will get to you, Ruth. Or I'll get to, right after Amy, I will do Ruth. Amy Hunter. She has questions. Oh, my God. You know what they say about the squeaky wheel? My question is, do you pick anything up for the holidays that I need to do? Yes. Relax. You're like chomping at the bit. I kind of get like what do they call it? A Friendsgiving kind of holiday for you. I kind of get that, like maybe a spiritual family or friends, a gathering of friends. I get that. So I will share that with you. You're welcome, Kim. You're welcome, Robert. What was your other question? But she had another question. Your mother. Is your mother in spirit, dear Amy? And you used to know how to ice skate. Oh, so maybe the ice skates belong to you, Amy. Is their name Terry or Gigi? Oh, must be a friend. I'll have to look at it, Kavita. I would go with the T name. Veronica says, I was dreaming my grand gave me a hug and said, well done. I will wake up so happy. Absolutely, dear. They can reach out to you. You pick up anything for the holidays. Amy, I do feel it's more friends than family. And if your mom is in spirit, let's take a look. I have a woman here in spirit that's wearing a skirt from, like, I would say 60s. It'd be a young woman in the 60s. It's like I recognize the plaid or the pattern. I recognize that as like being in the 60s. And I feel like flipped up hair. Oh, there she is. So I get that. Is your mom in spirit? Because that's what I feel. If this is her, let me know. And a costume jewelry necklace I have on. Very pretty. Very pretty. She's like, you need to relax and hold your horses, Amy. And I don't know what she's referring to. What do you need about the holiday? I feel like you're floundering, like you're putting invitations out or looking for an invite, and it comes together as something unexpected. It comes together, group of friends or some family friends, a mishmash of people. And that's what I feel is going on is a party. Yes. Oh, your grandmother. Grandmother. Okay. Okay. It'll work out. There's nothing you need to know except relax and go with the flow. I feel like it is a party. It's going to be fine. And I feel like you're going to try a new recipe out. You're going to try to make something that you haven't done before. And I feel just take your time and follow the directions, she says, and it'll come out fine. You're a little too anxious. Okay. Good luck to you, Amy. Thanks for joining us. Okay. I think I got everybody. Let's see. Now I can get to Linnell or Ruth, excuse me. And then I will do Linnell. And it is 8:30. I got plenty of time. Okay. And if I get anything else for you, I will let you know. That is so nice of you, Carolan. Thank you. You're welcome. Once in a while I am. And Super Space Cookies on here. Yes, once in a while I'm a nice person, Ruth. Not like you, who's nice all the time, but occasionally I have my moments. Does anybody else feel like crazy? Like, I feel like I lost a week and I got dropped into next week. So don't feel bad, Gigi, about getting your nights mixed up. Okay, where am I? Ruth. Let me do Ruth, then I'll do Linnell. Ruth. I always get that lovely grandmother of yours, but I have a male here. And I don't know if this is granddad or not. I want to say the word uncle. Would you happen to have an uncle in spirit? And I have a feeling it's kind of a quieter person to me, a quieter gentleman. He's just like standing here, like not really, he's not calling my attention to anything. He's just standing here. I don't have a lot of hair and I'm not heavy set. I'd say I'm medium height, medium build, athletic kind of, and not a lot of hair up here. Maybe a mustache. I feel as if did someone play the piano, Ruth? I get playing cards and piano. So I'm not sure who that is. Let's see if we got any comments. Let me know. Let's see what he has to say. He's singing, oh gosh, what was his name? Kenny, The silver-haired guy. Oh, God. You have to know when to fold them, he says. You know what I mean? You know that song? Oh, she has many uncles in spirit. Okay. What is the name of that song? Good. So I have one of these uncles here. I have one. And he's talking about you have to know when to fold them. But was that Kenny Rogers? Kenny Rogers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank God Tiffany is on the ball here. This is what happens when you get older. I'm just letting you know that sometimes you remember part of a memory, part of a name, and then the rest kind of escapes you. Sung from The Gambler. Yes, that's what he's talking about. So I don't know if this guy played cards, if he was a gambler. Does that ring a bell? Let me know. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. So that's who I have for you in spirit, Ruth. And he's like, sometimes you just got to know. Not sure about the piano. My grandma played the organ. Okay. I'm getting that feeling of being like around playing cards around a piano. Sort of like the Wild West kind of feeling. Your mother played the organ, but she played hymns. Maybe not this, not like honky tonk. Okay. So I don't know if that's a clue to who it is. Cards, gambling, honky tonk. So I'll pass that on to you, Ruth. Your grandmother played hymns, music that was spiritual is the impression that I get. Okay. Let me see who else I have. Linnell, right? I'm doing pretty good on time. Linnell. Linnell. See a lot of swimming going on. I don't know where you're going swimming. You planning on the Caribbean, Hawaii? You planning on something nice and warm, beautiful water? It reminds me. I mean, we have lovely water here in Florida. But this water looks more like Martinique. Hawaii is very deep blue water. It's Pacific. It's very deep blue. This looks more like the islands. So I don't know if you're planning something there, but it's beautiful blue. Beautiful. Martinique, I want to say. Beautiful blue water. Swimming. I see snorkeling too. So I don't know if you're going on a trip, Linnell. Snorkeling. And I get a lot of clams. So I don't know if we're eating clams, digging for clams, something about clams. So this may be to come. I have motorcycle madness going on around me, just trying to get my attention. A friend of yours in spirit, I recall, on a motorcycle. He's doing rings around me right now. And I feel like he had like a chunky ring with some kind of emblem on it. I don't know if it was dice, like a picture of dice or a skull or something. It's like big. So I don't know if it was a necklace or a ring, but it had this motif on it. And he says, I was a bit of a jackass. So I'm just passing it on. I don't make the judgment. I just deliver the message. And new side of the island. Oh, good. Linnell says she's going to Hawaii and she's going to the new side of the island this year. New side of the island. Volcanoes I'm getting. Yeah, I get volcanoes. So that's around some place that you haven't been before. Yes, and Garden City was blue water, and yes, snorkeling. Okay, good. So I'm glad that you can take that. And I have your motorcycle. He said you should have been a motorcycle mama, Linnell. But I have this gentleman spirit showing me this ring. I think it's a ring. He's driving circles around me on his motorcycle, and he's saying I was a bit of an asshole, and he's showing me this ring or I think it's a ring with a motif of either like dice, a serpent's head, skull, something with like two spots. Could be like red eyes or something. So I don't know if that's meaningful to you. And something about when he was laid to rest. He says, when I was laid to rest. I don't know what that means. Something about a flower when he was laid to rest. So I'm going to give that to you, Linnell. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. And where are we? Oh, Sarah's on here someplace. Okay, let me get to Sarah. I feel like I want to say, Sarah, you know what I was thinking of you the other day, Sarah, and I want to say this: moss and lavender. The scent. You're going to come out with some different blends. You're going to come out with a different product. I don't know if it's teas or flowers or something. I don't know, something. You're going to come out with something. Got it. Linnell got it. Okay. Something that's very soothing. So there's some new things that you're trying. And I want to say orange blossom. I don't know if that means anything to you. And your abilities, what I'm given here. Your grandmother is in, I don't know if she used a washing machine back in the day, you know, one of those ringer ones, but there was something about washing with this big paddle in a big pot outside. Like, sir, I think it was like sheets or something. Would you recall that? Just saying. Oh, she does want to make a tea blend. Good, because I've been thinking about you in tea. And I think that would be wonderful. Your ability is mostly, to me, prolific in your hand. It's your hands, whether doing Reiki or creating or mixing or cooking or stirring. Your ability is here. Your strongest ability. I shouldn't say it's your only ability, but that's what I get with you. It's your touch, it's your healing, that kind of thing, and what you infuse your products with. So I want to pass that on. Your grandmother is here, and I'm getting, maybe it's great grandmother, getting somebody stirring this big pot. She washed it. Sarah's saying, yes, she washed things by hand, and the machine she had used a huge wooden spoon. Thank you very much. That's what she's doing. Thank you for that confirmation. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Sarah, for joining us as always. Okay. All right. Did I miss anybody? Oh, Ruth Saltman says, I was thinking I have a second cousin that could be Kenny Rogers' twin. Haven't seen him in 20 years. Not sure if he is here or the spirit world. And yes, my gram did play hymns. Thank you. Well, maybe somebody is just bringing attention. Maybe you're going to hear from your cousin that looks like Kenny Rogers. Maybe he passed, or maybe you're going to hear from him. So that's what I got. Thank you so much, Ruth, for giving me that information. And thank you, Sarah, for your confirmation. And Linnell mentions with lemongrass. Yes, I love lemongrass for Sarah as well. That's wonderful. Okay. Let me see if I got everybody. I have like 8 minutes. What else can we talk about? Let's see. I have to go back to to anybody I missed. Let's see. I think I got everybody. Thank you so much. Spot on. That was my granny. Much love, Carolan. You are welcome. Okay, let me go back up to the top. So I think I got everybody. Wow, that's unusual for me. I must have been not fooling around tonight. Don't forget about our shopping. And Kim's on here. Don't forget, Kim, about our thanks sharing on the 19th to submit your stuff to Tiffany. I don't know if Linnell has anything she wants to submit to be sold. Sarah as well. Ruth. Gigi, yes, she has things. Anyone else has anything? Go through Tiffany and ask her if you can submit your wares for our big thanks sharing weekend. Catch us on Rumble. Don't forget to give us a rant. If you enjoyed your message tonight or just enjoyed the show, please give us a like, share, and subscribe. We'd appreciate that. Helps all of the shows. Helps all the show hosts. We appreciate that. Let's see if we have any more comments. Oh, Sarah and Gigi did submit their services and shops. And Gigi said the spirits are alive with the sound of music tonight. Yes. Yep. Isn't that great? So we have a few minutes. Do you have any other questions you want to ask about what's coming up? I think next week we'll do crystal ball readings. I think that's what we're going to do. I just wanted to mention again, our purpose tonight was switching from crystal ball to spirit messages was in remembrance of all those that are loved ones in the spirit world. It's a special day. Some people celebrate the Day of the Dead or on Halloween or Hallows Eve, or the Catholic Church just picks All Saints. I don't think they're the only ones that celebrate All Saints days, but it's just a day to remember those with fondness. Oh, Linnell says, I make hats. Well, submit your idea to Tiffany and see what she says. Robert Meyer says, definitely enjoyed the show. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you. So it's a special day to remember versus Halloween, which is more of children. Or I did post something how Halloween started. I posted on Facebook in Ireland where it started a couple of thousand years ago, and what it started about and what was the purpose. So that's different from All Souls Day, which is when, we would remember them in prayer. And, I have to tell you this story. This is so funny. My other sister, Mickey, I have 3 older sisters. We're all characters, every single one of us. And as I look at myself now, I kind of make fun of them because they're all older than me. But I'm getting like them, and it's kind of scary. So my one sister she still goes to Catholic Mass. She lost her husband this year, so she's always talking about. She talks about in the church you can $2 candles, $5 candles. You can light votives for a prayer request. So she's moved. I said, she moved Tom, her husband, off the $5 candle and put somebody else on there. She moved him down to a $2 candle. I said, Mickey, he's in heaven. He doesn't need a candle. You're the one who needs the candle. She doesn't get it. I'm like, he's fine. You're the one who's here. So she was talking about, she does this every week. Or she goes to Mass quite often. I wouldn't say every day, but almost every day. And she always talks about, well, I had to move the dog up, my son's dog up. He's got cancer, so I have to move my son's dog up to a $5 candle instead of a $2 candle. So she is so funny when she starts with this. And that it just cracks me up. It makes me laugh because people think that we need to pray for those. Maybe pray for those who have not reached heaven, who are earthbound or who are in between and not quite sure whether they want to go or not. That I could understand. But those in heaven, they pray for us. They don't need to prayer. They don't need our prayer. But they love to be remembered because that brings us closer. We share an energy and they can help us in whatever way they can. They can comfort us and they can help us. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you. That's just my, just my take on the thing. You don't have to believe what I say. I'm not like the expert, but that's just my impression, that we really don't have to pray for them. Only for those that have turned their back on God, is the philosophy that I was raised in and which I studied, are in purgatory, or I don't know if they still call it purgatory, but it's like the halfway part where they're not all the way in. You know what I mean? They're kind of like a little worried about going to heaven, thinking they're going to get, not get a friendly greeting. And that's not the case. Anybody who turns their back on God would be in purgatory or somewhere else. And some people do are earthbound because they're afraid to move on. They're afraid to go, or they can't let go. But people who are departed in heaven, they don't need our prayers in particular. But it's nice to know they love to be thought of, and they think of us all the time. Love never dies. So if you want to reach out to your loved ones, think of them, and maybe they'll show you a sign. Maybe if the problem is they can show you a sign, they can do things, but we don't get it. We ignore it. We want it to come in a particular way, and you can't have expectations on it. Okay, Tiffany is reminding us, thanks, sharing special on Saturday, November 19th at 8 p.m. Thank you, Linnell. That was beautifully stated. Oh, okay, good. Hope it wasn't too preachy, but I just want to make it user-friendly. You know what I mean? Spiritualism, the other side, the afterlife, God, source, whatever you want. This all should be user-friendly. Okay, that's my goal in life. It's not that hard, right? And thank you, Linnell. What color do I want? Did you ask me what color I wanted? I don't know, pink? Thanks. Okay, thank you, Linnell. That's very nice of you. So we're at 8:58. I think we can close. Thank you so much for joining us here in the Psychic Flow. Join us next week, as I said. We're going to be doing crystal ball readings. And don't forget our share. Thanks, sharing on the 19th. And don't forget the 11th, our Spirit Message Circle. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a great week. Bye-bye now.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.